Hello and welcome to Cooking with Brian. St. Patrick's Day is just around the corner, and so what I thought I would make for you today is an Irish cream St. Patrick's Day trifle. You're going to wow your friends and it tastes great. How it starts is this. What you do is you first make a pan of brownies, and you can use your favorite brownies. Make it in the cake style. Usually that means adding 1 extra egg, but check the recipe just in case. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these brownies into 1-inch squares. I'm using a glass baker, but if you're using a metal baker, think about getting yourself a nylon knife. It really saves on the cookware. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut through and cut in 1-inch squares. Alright. Then what I'm going to do is everything I'm doing here is going to be in half. So I'm going to use half of my brownies and I'm going to put them in the trifle bowl that I've got here. Now, if you want to, you can make these individually and put these on or in parfait glasses and just layer them the same way, just in smaller amounts. But I'm going to take half of the brownies and layer them and kind of push down a little bit on the bottom of my trifle bowl. All right. So I've got the brownies on the bottom, kind of crushed up here. You can tell it's already going to be good. But here is what makes it great for St. Patrick's Day. We are going to use an Irish cream and soak the brownies. Now, if you don't want Irish cream, you could probably use a substitute or just omit it altogether. But I'm thinking you could use just some coffee creamer, Irish creamer, coffee creamer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1/4 of a cup on each layer of brownies. So I've got 1/4 of a cup to measure. Oh, that looks good. So I've got 1/4 cup, and I'm just going to carefully make sure that goes all throughout the brownies, just to give them a little bit of a soak. Now, if you want, you can use less, or you definitely can use more if you would like. Alright, so I've got that first layer soaking. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to whip up some white chocolate pudding, and usually the pudding calls for 2 cups. Tends to get a little bit too thin because I'm going to be folding in some whipped cream in a little bit. So what I'm going to use is just a little over 1 3/4 cups. So we'll go ahead and 1. Oh, ran out of that one. Got a little extra here. Nice cold milk. You want it nice and cold as you're whisking. Now at this point too, you could even make an Irish cream coffee trifle by adding about 1/4 cup of pretty strong espresso into this mixture as you're whipping up the pudding. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there, and I'm going to whip this for about 2 minutes. Alright, as this is now thickening up, what I'm going to do is give this a real nice Irish twist and add some green food dye to it. About 8-10 drops there, and just kind of whip that in there and give it just a little hint of the green. So we've got a nice thick green pudding, but I want it to be a little thicker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and put this in refrigeration for a bit. Now my refrigerator is a bit full, but here in Minnesota we have what they call 3-season porch. What I call it right now is a 1-season refrigerator. And the way it's going, it looks like we may be refrigerating until May. So I'm going to just put this out there for a couple minutes, and I'll be right back. Alright, I pulled this out of the refrigeration. It's stiffened up just a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fold in some whipped cream. Now I'm using just a non-dairy whipped topping, but you can go ahead and mix your own whipped cream as well. And I'm going to take half of this and fold it into the mixture. Now a lot of trifles just call for the pudding, but I like adding the whipped cream in here. It gives it a nice fluffy consistency. All right. Now that's kind of gotten a little bit lighter green here, so I'm going to add just a couple more drops, a few more drops of green dye. Gotta be feeling the green next St. Patty's Day. And we'll go ahead and whip that in. Alright, so I have my soaked brownies right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add half of this mixture. And you see it's a little, probably could have let it thicken up a little bit more, but it'll thicken as it sits. So I've got half of my pudding and whipped cream mixture. And I'm going to push that out to the edges a bit so it looks really nice in the trifle. Now again, imagine this even in parfait glasses, you know, for individual servings would be very nice as well. On top of that, and this is what makes it really good, we're going to go ahead and add some chopped chocolate toffee bits to this. And I don't have a measurement for this, I just kind of guess. It's all up to you. The more crunch, the more toffee you like. You go ahead and put that in. So we got a nice little crunchy layer. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat. So we'll go ahead and put the brownies right on top of that. Kind of crumble those right on the corners. No corners in a round bowl, but right on the edges there. Push them down just a little bit. And again, we'll go ahead and measure one moment. Measure another 1/4 cup of the Irish cream. Try and get every little piece of brownie there. Nice and soaked. Bring a little taste of the Ireland in there. Alright, so we've got the second layer soaked, and we'll just go ahead and repeat with the pudding mix. Just like so. And then the last thing I'm going to do on top of this is to take the rest of that whipped cream that we had, and I'm going to put it on top here. And using a frosting spatula, I'm going to spread that around. Alright, and then I'm just going to quickly spread that around. So the final layer before the rest of the toffee bits is just whipped cream. And then I'm going to top it with those toffee bits. At this point, if you wanted to add a little shamrock or a little cookie, that would be great, or whatever you wanted to do. You could also make this, divide everything by 3, and make a 3-layer trifle. And sometimes I'll give it just a little pound, just to settle things a little bit. And there you go. This is the Irish Cream St. Patrick's Day Trifle. It's going to be a showstopper, and you're going to love it. Enjoy.